Hey guys.
I should never start like that ever.
Howdy.
Welcome to episode 2. We're back.
Country edition.
We're back, bitches.
Yeah.
How many seconds in did I make it without cussing? Like 8.
Not even.
Not even 8.
A very small
Hello.
amount of time. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Megan.
I'm Leah,
and this is She Had Bangs.
as the sign says. And this is
Hold
our
on.
second episode ever. So if you're
Yeah.
here, if you're gracing us with your presence, hello.
Hello.
I'm going to turn on. I really want to reach forward so I can read the comments. Can you read? Oh, you can read them over here, can't you?
I think so.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Drop a comment so we know. If you're watching, please drop a comment for our sanity, not yours. I'm going to do it this way. Hold on.
Oh, there's a comment.
Hello. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, ladies.
Just look through there. That's
Okay,
fine.
it'll be fine. We're here. We're about it. It's
Yeah.
happening. All right, all right, all right. In the words of Matthew McConaughey.
In that case.
You're just like, screw it. Let's do it. Oh, that rhymed. I've been rhyming a lot today for absolutely no reason. What did I say earlier? That was really funny. What was it? Something about,
I'm so sorry.
what was my funny rhyme earlier today?
Something about it being a bop.
That's true. It's going to come to me like in the middle of the episode and I'm just going to scream it out and you guys are going to have to put up with it. So hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to She Had Bangs episode 2. Tonight we will be talking about a new generation of rock and metal. Montreal, Canada, checking in. Howdy.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for joining us. We're so excited to have you, Derek. Are you ready to get started?
I guess so. Yeah, we should probably jump right on into the new Music Monday.
New Music Monday. We've got a bunch of, speaking of Montreal, Canada, we've got a bunch of international acts.
We do.
We're really excited about this.
We do. I think we're not talking about it on this show, but I think we got a new submission from Canada actually earlier today.
So it'll be next week.
Yeah,
Potentially.
potentially.
Yeah, I shouldn't. I spoke too soon.
You spoke too soon.
It's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Here we go. All right. So first things first, the first thing we're going to talk about is Obey, Bring Me the Horizon, Youngblood collaboration. It
Ooh.
was so good.
It was really good.
so good. Buddy Holiday today. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
hey.
So yeah. Obey, Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah, it's really
Youngblood. It's so good.
good. Youngblood is weird, but I like it.
I do too. And the music video, you didn't see the music
I
video.
haven't seen the video.
It's the strangest thing on the planet. It really is.
What
It's
do
like
they
these
do?
two like robots dancing, but they're supposed to be battling, but then they end up like making out
Nice.
while they're like singing inside the robots. Like they're controlling the robots. It's
Wow.
cool. It's a really creative like idea.
What's that show that had like? Never mind. I can't think of that. I
Okay.
can't think of it.
Yeah. Girl, your laptop just went fucked. But yeah.
That's fine. What? Why?
It's probably on the screen. Okay. There we go. There it goes. But yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So Obey, Bring Me the Horizon, and Youngblood.
That's like our big topic for the day.
It really is. It came
Yeah.
back. It came out on the 2nd.
Robot porn. Honestly. It got really close.
Oh, I think the show may have been Love, Sex, and Robots. That might be the show.
I've never seen that, but now I'm gonna have to look
It's
it up.
really interesting.
Amazing.
Anyway,
Anyways, moving on. So we got a bunch of punk rock for you guys tonight.
we really do.
We're gonna talk about a new band or new to us band called Lost in Society.
Yeah.
They put out a song called We Want Change. This is a very politically pressed song, but it's rad. It's really rad. It feels very like heavy but groovy.
Yeah, it's like an anthem song.
It is. It's very anthematic. And I think it's cool to have bands speak about what they want to speak about.
Yeah,
And the message is really simple,
absolutely is we want change.
but it's important. It's
It is.
relevant.
Absolutely.
And so to get, I don't know, it just sounds like a very genuine punk rock song. It's got the vibe.
yeah,
It's got the lyrics. It's got the energy.
Yeah.
It's just a good punk rock anthem.
it really is.
So-
highly recommend. That one specifically came out on the 4th, and they're from. Where are they from? They're from New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
they're one of the few American bands today.
American band, New Jersey, Lost in Society. We Want Change. Check it out. It'll be along with all of the other songs on our Monday music playlist.
Yes.
What do we have next?
We also have Nice Shades by
Nice
Dr.
Shades.
West and the Thing
All right.
from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
This is their first single off their self-titled LP, which is going to be releasing on 9/25,
Okay.
September 25th. And it's cool. It's like
groovy.
It's so groovy.
I feel like that's the word we used to describe it earlier. It has a
Yeah.
groovy bass line. Super sick.
Yeah.
Was this the dance hall song we were talking about? Yeah, it was.
Yes.
This is one of those songs that you would hear. It would play in a Disney movie. Like if you were watching a Disney movie and they were doing like a homecoming dance or a prom dance scene, or like 10 Things I Hate About You, like walking into the prom, this is what would have played.
Yes, and I mean to me that would be a major compliment.
Yeah.
Personally, like
Yeah,
if you don't like
absolutely.
Disney or you don't like 10 Things I Hate About You, then I'm sorry, but
Yeah. Just, I mean, plain and simple, Night Shades by Dr. West and the Thing is a song you would hear in a Disney movie prom scene.
Yep. And then we have your man coming back with some music. How you feel about it?
Oh my God. You know how I feel about it.
I know, but tell the people.
Let's talk about Corey Taylor for a minute. I don't know if everyone else is feeling this Corey Taylor solo experience. I feel like it's not so much I feel like it's more. I feel like it's a religious experience more than it is like a musical experience. But at the same time, like sometimes it's just not good. Not to call. Okay,
Corey Taylor, if you're listening,
I promised myself I wouldn't get on the internet and bash Corey Taylor, and that's not what I'm here to do. However, Highway 666. I read online somewhere. I'm not going to take credit for this. I read online somewhere someone called it a ripoff of The Devil Went Down to Georgia, and it's not inaccurate. And that's how I feel about it. If you have different opinions about Corey Taylor and his solo stuff, please drop it in the comments.
Yeah, like you're not wrong. It's very Devil Went Down to Georgia, but it also is good.
It is good.
It has its own elements to it.
I just said it wasn't good, and then I was like, yeah, it is good. I want to like it so bad that I'm just willing to sit here and be like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I love Corey Taylor, and Corey Taylor, we will meet again when Slipknot does more things. But for now, I'll listen to everything you put out. I want to say that right now, loud and clear. Every single thing you've put out, I've listened to. I love you. This ain't it, Chief. Moving on.
The Evil in Me by Iron Chain.
Iron Chain. Okay.
It's very, very Iron Maiden.
It is.
It's very Iron
Very
Maiden.
Heavy, like old school heavy rock.
Yes, and that's an absolute compliment because Iron Maiden is top tier.
Iron Maiden, baby. You never heard it? It's from a Weeda song, but yeah, like you.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, like yeah, they have some like
got those chonky riffs.
Chonky riffs. There you go.
We love it.
We love your chonky riffs.
Yeah. So if
that's
you
a pickup line.
We love your chonky riffs.
We love your chonky riffs.
That's fine.
Is it your chonky riffs in your pants, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh my God.
Horrible pickup lines. Don't ever come to us for relationship advice. We won't give it to you.
I mean, we will, but
it won't be good.
It won't be good.
You shouldn't ask.
Fun fact about this is they're actually from Finland.
Yeah.
I don't think a single band is from the same country besides like the few that are from America.
So cool though.
It is cool.
How cool is it? Because like we could sit here and talk about like LA based bands all day long.
True.
But we're not. So every single one of these bands that comes on here, listen to them because you're not going to find them in your backyard. Like this is international shit right here. International waters. So come through. Let's party.
Yeah. So Iron Chain, highly recommend. The Evil in Me.
Absolutely.
So good. So good. What do we have next?
You tell me.
Stick to Your Guns.
Stick to Your Guns by North 131.
North 131.
We got, like I said, we got a ton of punk rock.
Yes.
And they also, I feel like they're a little heavier than punk rock, but they fall into the punk rock realm. You know what I mean?
That like,
yeah. I feel like earlier we were talking about it earlier and we described it as like going to a concert with your dad, like holding a beer in one hand, your dad like
he's feeling it.
He's feeling it.
He's
like
loving it.
My dad would, my dad particularly would, and I wish my dad would. My dad's been like one concert with me in my whole life.
Like a cool dad.
A cool dad would absolutely go see North 131 live.
Yeah.
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 I feel like, you like wander into like a dive bar downtown on a Saturday night and you like fall in love with this.
And you find them. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And it's such a cool feeling.
And it gives you like it's like a cool nostalgic, like I want to sit in this bar forever and just listen to this band go ham.
Yeah.
North 131.
This particular dive bar would be in Michigan, by the way.
Oh yeah. If you wanted to actually run into them, you'd have to go to a dive bar in Michigan.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But hey, if you're in Michigan, check them out. If you're not in Michigan, check them out.
If you're not in Michigan, definitely check them out. But if you're in Michigan, also check them out.
But if you're in Sweden,
check out Leaf Garden.
Leaf Garden.
And they're particularly their song Move On.
Move On by Leaf Garden. This is
classic.
Rad. It's very classic. It is just pure classic rock, and it's so like my mom has good music taste. I would take my mom to a concert before I took my dad to a concert. My mom would bump this in the car and I would like it. So absolutely classic rock.
And it's cool because this is their first single. I'm pretty sure. Like, if you guys are watching, correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure this is the first single, period.
Sick.
And it doesn't sound like a first single.
No, it doesn't. It's well done.
It is.
I love it.
It's so good.
I feel like this is something I would have walked in on like in Woodstock.
Oh,
It's good.
yeah.
It gives you
It's good.
It's good. It gives you good Woodstock vibes, and I love it.
Like,
and I want to listen to everything they put out.
I'm gonna follow them on Spotify.
We're doing it. Moving on.
I see what you did there. Moving on. Anyway, Gravity.
Gravity by 5 crumbs.
5 crumbs.
5 crumbs. That's all.
Yep.
Just 5 of them. I particularly love this sound. I'm a big fan of the like electro post genre, post-core sound. And they've got it. Yeah. Like it's just like a really like it like you feel like you're building up to jump into this like mosh pit.
Yes.
And you're waiting for the breakdown, you're waiting for the wall of death. And you're feeling it. Yeah. And it's good. Makes you want to swing your fist around a little bit.
Yeah.
Headbang it.
And I love it because they're very Germany. Like they're from Germany. They're from
His
from
vocals
Germany.
Are very like
yes.
I love artists that don't
very German.
That don't like Americanize their accents for music. Yeah. I think it's so rare anymore.
Yeah, it makes it just it makes it diverse, and that's what we need.
It makes it authentic.
Yeah.
It does. I like it.
So if you guys are from another country and you guys are singing some music,
send it our way.
Send it our way, but also keep your
accent.
We love it. It might be because we're Americans. We're like, we love accents.
I'm a simple white woman over here. Like, show me your accent.
Oh my god,
I'm not cultured. Just kidding. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but
all right. I was going to be like, speaking of Italy, we weren't speaking of Italy, but now we are. So speaking of Italy,
Calidia, I believe is how it's pronounced.
If
we are pronouncing this wrong,
yes,
put it in the comment. Hi, someone said hi, lovelies. Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
So anyways, this is Calidia. This is their song called To the Darkness I Belong.
Mm-hmm, and it's the orchestral version.
It is the orchestral version. Mm-hmm. If I could make one change to this song, the only thing I would do is change it from being called orchestral to symphonic. Because I went and not only did I listen to this one, but I listened to the original. And the original is also very orchestral. It just has also the hard rock, like electric guitar and drum to it. Mm-hmm. So this, in my opinion, is more of a symphonic sound, but it's beautiful. She's haunting.
Oh my god, she's
haunting.
She's very Amy Lee of Evanescence.
She is. I'm sure she gets that comparison all the time.
Oh, you know she does.
Absolutely. She's
but
like
that's also
like,
a
you're
good
the Amy Lee of Italy. Like you are your own human, and you are a badass, and you're kicking it. Yeah, you're killing it. And I'm impressed, and I'm haunted, and I'm overwhelmed, and I want to sit and like lay on the floor in the rain. You ever you seen that video of the girl like laying in the rain on her back porch? This is what I would listen to. Absolutely. It's haunting. It's captivating.
I want to go to a cathedral and just listen.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. I want to hear them sing this in a cathedral. Yes. I would be blown away. I would never leave
ever.
Oh
my goodness.
Yeah, that would be it.
Now we got some albums
and EPs,
LPs.
Let's go.
We've had this discussion. Oh god, what are they? Anyway, we have Habitual Fears by Blood Witch.
Okay, I'm not like I try not to play favorites on this show. Because I feel like it's super important to be like, we handpicked these bands. If they make the show, they're all good and we like them all.
Yeah.
However, I have no connection to these people whatsoever. I want to put that out there. Like, deadass, I have no connection to these people whatsoever.
Yeah, they're from Boston, so we don't.
I have never been to Boston in my life.
Yeah.
But Blood Witch is my new ones to watch. This is it's edgy, it's grungy, but it's like, she gives off this like gothic Janis Joplin vibe, and I'm all about it.
It's like if Janis Joplin and Taylor Momsen had a baby.
And
it's a great baby.
Oof. It is. It's a beautiful baby.
It's a beautiful baby.
With a beautiful voice, man. I'm telling you what. This is it. Please go listen to this album. It's an EP. Please go listen to Habitual Fears by Blood Witch. It is so good. I'm rooting for them.
Yes.
And you should be too, because they are so good. Hey, Dr. Wesson Thing. We just talked about you guys.
Oh my god, hey.
Bro, we were just talking about Nice Shades.
Thank you
so much for dropping in. We're so happy you're here.
Thank you for
sending us your music. Yeah, we loved it. Fab. Fabuloso.
So moving to Iceland now.
Oh my gosh, we're all over the world. My passport's going to be worn out.
Oh my gosh.
That was a terrible joke.
It was.
But anyways.
This is Let Your Demons Run by @Breakpoint.
Okay.
And it's good.
It is good. It's heavy.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. We talked about this earlier, and we were talking about how it's like it gives me like reminiscence of like the bands I used to listen to.
Yeah.
Like old school Asking Alexandria, and like even like, I don't want to say Falling in Reverse, but like kind of Falling in Reverse, but like it has that very like 2010s like emo rock vibe. Yeah. And it's good. And it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. And it's something I want to listen to, and I would want to like see you during the sunset at Warped Tour. Tom says, I'm going to check it out. Do it. Check it out. And Dr. West on the thing says, thanks for the love. Absolutely. Thank you for the love in your music.
I don't know how, but we found them.
IDK.
She's
my
so
segue.
Good at this. That was my segue. IDK how, but they found me.
They found me.
I know they're not like rock or metal, but
Dallin.
I feel like Dallin was in Panic at the Disco, and I feel like he needs to be talked about.
We were going to talk about it, I guess. Here we are.
It's called Leave Me Alone.
That's what they should have done. Hey, Kimberly. Wow. Sorry, that was really mean. But at the same time, like you and I had this conversation earlier about how I feel very passionately about everyone trying to sound like the 1975.
I get it.
It upsets me.
I know.
Certainly does.
It's still quality music.
Yeah, I mean, it's good quality. Doesn't mean it's my thing.
That's fair.
You know, I'm picky enough about what songs by the 1975 I listen to.
Yeah.
Now I got to listen to other bands try to sound like the 1975, and there's a ton of them. I'm not just knocking on IDK How.
No, I know.
There's a ton of them. Even I can sit here and bash on one of my favorite bands, 5 Seconds of Summer, and be like, y'all sold out. Y'all were doing just fine as a little punk pop band coming out of Aussie. But here we are watching you tour with One Direction and then turning into the 1975. And I'm like, who are you? Who are you as you?
And then I have to.
You're like, get over it. Moving on. Megan's giving herself a shameless plug.
I talked about it last week, but now the video actually came out. So I want to say it again. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I guess.
The music video for my band Misty Eyed, the music video for the song SOS recently came out. It came out on Friday. So I'm excited about it because we got some really good feedback.
I'm in it.
She is actually.
I'm the main character.
She is. But honestly, I'm really excited about it.
I'm proud of this music video. I think you did a really good job.
It turned out so good. Our
Troy did a phenomenal job.
He really did. He really, really did. So I'm excited about it. Go check it out. It'll be on the playlist, but
it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
59X Records YouTube channel.
Yeah. So
shameless plug to your record label. SOS Great Vibes. Thank you, Bethany. I can't believe I said thank you.
Thank you, Bethany.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got a text from somebody offering their help this weekend, and I'm like, who are you? And then I was like, oh, my sister's bachelorette party.
Oh. So, well, anyway, that's all the music we have.
That's it. No more music. Just kidding. Stick around because we've got news.
News.
Oh my God.
I gotta say it weird like that every single week. We got some news. People are gonna stop watching us just because of that one thing.
I was just thinking, I was like, God, people are gonna think we're annoying, but we're actually really
annoying.
Insightful.
Also annoying.
Here we go.
So I found this interesting. 5 Finger Death Punch. Their guitarist Jason Hook.
He gone.
He might be gone.
I think he's gone.
He might no longer be in the band.
He might no longer
be in the band. He was in the band since 2009. I almost said 2019. That's not true. But like he changed his handle on Twitter, which made him lose his verification.
That's the tell right there. Like he didn't even have to like write, like he didn't have to send anything to like the Kerrang or like Loudwire. He's like, I'm just changing my Twitter handle.
I mean, he had surgery back in December, and he's pretty much been absent from social media,
Sometimes
like their social media.
Do what's best for you.
And I mean, that's fine. Yeah. But it's just like
he gone.
He may be. But again, correct us if we're wrong. But
yeah, if you know if he's gone or not, let us know. But I think he's gone.
Yes. But we have a few birthdays.
We're supposed to be giving you guys news, and we keep being like, tell us if we're right. Wrong. Maybe he will become a cop like the last guitarist. LOL.
Maybe.
I'm at Texas Roadhouse and I can't hear y'all. Well, leave the fucking Texas Roadhouse, Tommy. Of course you can't hear us in a Texas Roadhouse.
Go ask them to put our show on the loudspeaker.
Oh my God. Yeah. Have them play it.
They'd be like, no, please get out of our restaurant.
They'd be like, yeah, no.
But anyway, so they may be one member short.
I mean, they could probably replace him.
I mean, they might could.
That's not an issue.
So I know we talked about Freddie Mercury a little bit last week, but it's fitting to talk about him on his birthday, which is not today, but it was a couple days ago. It was a couple days ago.
Megan didn't know how old he was.
I'm bad at math. He would have been 74. On the 5th.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if that's not accurate.
I really hope
we
it
really
is.
did. She did the math earlier. I watched her pull out the calculator on her phone and do
So
the
we
math.
corrected it.
Yeah,
because
she said he was. Well,
no. Don't tell them what I thought he was.
He certainly was a little.
He was older.
He
than
never.
I had
Well,
written.
yeah.
Maybe it was a typo because that was really off.
Yeah,
It
she
had to
was
have been a
off.
typo.
But anyways, happy birthday, happy heavenly birthday, Freddie, as my
Yes.
grandma would say.
Yeah, he died in 1991, so he was 45 when he died, but he is now 74
in
heaven. It's also
Danny Worsnap's birthday.
I cannot talk today.
Yeah. Well,
don't
Danny
do
Worsnap's
this.
birthday was like on Friday.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, we had the conversation about Danny Worsnap
Mhm.
last week a little bit. We talked
did.
about him from Asking Alexandria. And he
Yeah.
also had a solo Yeehaw project, but Asking Alexandria. Happy 30th belated Danny Worsnap of Asking Alexandria.
Yes.
I love you.
Also, he's not rock and metal, but
He's a staple.
He's
We
a
gotta talk
staple.
about it.
He's important. Mac Miller, the 2-year anniversary of his death, is today.
That's really that's a big deal. Like I know a lot of people. Diego says 74. Okay, thank you. Mac Miller, despite not being in the rock and metal genre, I feel like was a game changer for the industry in general. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's why we commemorate him.
And I feel like he seemed like a genuine person.
Oh, yeah.
too. And it's just overall, it's just sad
Yeah, it is.
overall. But
He made good music.
yeah.
I know we don't really talk about hip hop. Your camera just we don't really talk
That's
about
fine.
rock and metal music on here, but or we do. That's what we talk about.
We don't talk about like rap and hip hop.
We don't talk about rap and hip hop much on here, but
I feel
Mac
like-
Miller deserves to be spoken about.
He does. He
Yeah.
does. We have a lot of music anniversaries, I feel like.
Yeah, we do.
I didn't have this in my notes, but I saw today that it was the 16th anniversary of Census Fails, like one of their biggest albums.
Bang bang. I don't know. That's
not what it's called.
That's not what it's called. That's just me like showing my appreciation.
Let It Enfold You, I believe is the title.
I like.
It's the one where he's got like the fire, or it's like red, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I never like. Maybe I was just really young for Census Fail.
I liked Census Fail. I got into them later, obviously, but I like them. But it's also the 31st anniversary of Soundgarden's Louder Than Love. Their
We Miss You.
Yes, it was their second studio album, and it was released on the 5th of September in
I
1989.
never told you my embarrassing Soundgarden story.
You didn't.
I'm not going to do it on air.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I'm going to get my ass beat.
That's fine. You'll just have to tell me later.
I'll tell you later.
But yeah. So it included the singles "Loud Love," "Get on the Snake," and "Hands All Over."
Ooh,
All
lordy.
really provocative.
Ooh, loud.
things, but that's fine.
It's fine.
We don't mind. We don't mind.
Sorry, Jesus.
It's also the 19th anniversary of System of a Down's "Toxicity."
Other city.
So again, it was their second album as well, and it was released on September 4th of 2001.
Boom, boom. That was a good album.
It was, and it was a good song, "Toxicity" in itself.
You cover it.
I have.
Megan sings it sometimes.
I do. It's really good.
Not as good as the original, but she tries.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
You're right.
So the iHeart Music Awards, or
iHeartRadio
the
Music Awards.
iHeartRadio Music Awards. It's a very long title.
Don't really know when they're going on or what's happening. They've just been posting
So,
on their line. Their line on their line.
The show within the voting is already done because they announced winners over the course of this weekend, over the
Let's
course
see.
of Labor Day weekend. So whatever it was, or whenever it was, it's done.
We're gonna check this.
So,
Look at their
but
start
a couple highlights, rock song of the year was "Ghost" by Bad Flower.
Yes, go
Which-
Bad Flower. We love you.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. That's such a good song. Can we also take a moment to talk about how many bands are naming their song "Ghost"?
Are there a lot of
Lately?
people?
There's a lot. But I mean, they're
Yeah.
still good. Like, it's no shade, but
Oh, that's country. Oh.
but also alt rock album of the year. I'm sure she's getting some slack for this, but it's "When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go" by Billie Eilish.
I would like to know who the other competitors in that category were before
That's
we go
true.
bashing Billie Eilish for being called alt rock, because
Yes.
I would absolutely categorize her as alt rock.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are
It's
like,
not hard rock or metal,
but it's alt rock.
but he said, "I'm so old. Damn it, I remember when it came out." Diego, no, you're just young at heart. It's fine.
That's fine. That's all.
You are fine.
Yeah. So,
Forever young.
but I love Billie Eilish. I,
I
think
do
she's
too.
So talented, especially for her age. She's younger. So.
Yeah, she's like a minor.
Yeah.
Literally a minor.
She's literally a child, a baby, an infant.
Yeah.
An embryo.
Yeah, something like that.
And she makes great music. She also won Female Artist of the Year
as she should have.
As she should have, absolutely.
Don't care. You guys are so boring. Bye. Bye, Derek.
Okay, that's fine.
TTYL.
So, should we get into our weekly topic?
I would love to get onto our weekly topic. Let's talk about it because apparently we're boring Derek. So, Derek, if you have opinions about our weekly topic, hop in. Maybe we'll let you co-host She Headbangs. See if you can headbang better than us. Well, she's done it.
I done did it.
She done did it. So anyways, this week's weekly topic is the new generation of rock and metal. Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of things to talk about. How things have changed. Now, granted, we've not been alive for
even remotely a long time.
But I know the stories.
I've heard a lot about it, though.
I've heard a lot about it. I also heard a lot about the things that people don't remember about it.
Ooh.
Like Woodstock and things like that. Hi, guys. Watching from the Metal Lab. Hey, from the Metal Lab. What's the Metal Lab?
Yeah, please inform us.
Tell us. Oh, drop a link.
Drop a link.
We want to know what the Metal Lab is. But anyways, how have things changed since the inception of hard rock and metal?
Well, where do you want to start? That's a very broad.
It's a very broad
discussion.
Statement.
Yeah.
But so I think the number one way things have changed since, let's say, like the inception of like the big four, Metallica, Anthrax,
etc.
My brain just had a fart, but there are four of them. Slayer is the other one. There's one other, and I'm just sitting here like an idiot. They'll come back to me. I'll shout it during the middle of like this topic and be like, that's who it is. And I'm just feeling like an idiot. But anyways, social media was not around. Social media wasn't around. I mean, we had Facebook, but granted, social media, I remember starting my Twitter in like 2010.
Dude, I remember starting MySpace.
Yeah.
Back before I was allowed to have a MySpace.
Right. And MySpace honestly did wonders for the rock and metal community. I mean, a lot of
all the small artists.
Right. Like a lot of the Warped Tour bands I found through MySpace. It had a huge impact on the scene and on just the success of the genre in the industry.
Yeah.
But I also feel like you and I talked about earlier about the trade-off of social media, the pros and the cons that come with it. Yeah. The pros are definitely that you feel
so connected,
super connected.
You can find someone just about anywhere.
Right.
If you want to find a band from Finland, you can find one.
Right. Literally all over the world, things are happening. Bands are making music, and we found them because of social media. We posted on Facebook, and they sent us their music.
Yep. That's exactly
so I mean, it's a great platform. It has so many like positive aspects to it, but there's also the very negative aspect of it. And
saturated.
It is.
It's
super saturated. There's so much going on, and you have to find a way, especially as an artist or as someone working in the industry, you have to find a way to be relevant in all the mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's a huge deal. Now, granted, they fought a different fight back in the day where it was like, you had to know people, you had to have enough money to tour, you had to like find your way around, like you had to put yourself face to face.
Yeah,
literally face to face with people.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the internet or at least social media. My mom talked about when she wanted to buy concert tickets, she had to go down to the record shop and buy them there. She couldn't just
insane.
It is. She couldn't just get on an app on her phone, buy tickets.
I was thinking earlier too, like I was watching a ZZ Top documentary on Netflix, and for some reason this stuck out to me. They were talking about their worldwide Texas tour, and they had the 4 big tractor trailers, and they had this painting of like a landscape of Texas, and it was a continuous painting over all 4 of the trailers. And they had a clip of this man hand painting the trailer. And I don't know why, but that blew my mind because I never thought about it.
Right.
But
in 2020, you can just go to a company and have like
print this or something.
Right. No one needs to hand paint tractor trailers anymore.
Especially when you have like 16 of them nowadays.
Right. Nobody travels with 4 tractor trailers anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, but bands like Metallica, like
they have 4 for one member.
Every band member has their own like tour bus and tractor trailer. Like, it's unreal. I mean, but you look at their sets, and that's one of the huge things. Technology has changed for the industry. As you look at the way sets look.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, back in the day, you used to like. I mean, I remember, and to be silly and pull the Jonas Brother card. I remember my first Jonas Brothers show, they were just on the stage. They had a few little like pyrotechnics, whatever, like a backdrop.
They had the rainfall thing with the pictures of the rain.
That was the 2010 one. They had that big stage and they put it in the center of the arena. It had a circle. It spun around. It stood out on both sides. And one side had rain, one side had a foam gun. Like, people continue to up the ante with their tour setup.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that changes. And I think it's one of the reasons we get so, like, our attention span is so short, because people are always working towards the next big thing. We're not really focused anymore on, like, just the music.
That's cool. What next?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is.
It doesn't ever come from a place of, like, what did he say? And then killed it, literally. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like these places, like MySpace and Napster. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen The Social Network. It's on Netflix. You should watch it. But I mean, yeah, it's literally what it talks about. It talks about, like, Justin Timberlake plays the creator of Napster and how he, like, sold it off.
Oh, in The Social Network?
Yeah.
It's been a while. I hadn't seen that movie since I saw it in theaters, so it's been a minute.
I mean, I liked it.
It was good.
Shout out to my friend Joe, because I had really seen it until about 6 months ago, and he's like, you have to watch this movie. And so I did, and it was good. But back on track. Talking about, I mean, people just don't feel like anything's good enough. I feel like there's a huge sense of entitlement in the world of rock and metal as fans. And I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
You know, I think especially with at the time of social media now and everything, we feel so connected through social media.
Yeah, that when we're not
we feel
connected,
deserving of always being connected.
Yeah, exactly.
When
we're
not
neglected. Yeah, when we're not connected, we're like, well,
why aren't you talking?
Why aren't you doing this? Like,
perfect example, Tyler Joseph.
Oh my goodness.
Last week, Tyler Joseph has been very quiet on social media. He's not super active on social media.
He's very private, which is fair. He's a very big star.
Right.
And he's private about his life.
Right. But he was getting all this flack online because he hadn't posted anything about the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
And so he made a joke because people kept blowing him up about using his platform. And he put on a pair of these platform shoes and said, y'all told me to use my platform. And he's wearing these platform shoes, and people blew up at him about it.
They were so mad. Like, why are you making a joke about this? Be like, you don't know what he's done.
Right.
Or where he stands.
You don't know everything about everyone.
And he makes such a big impact in other ways.
Right.
Like, I mean, he wants to help people so much with anxiety, depression, and mental health and all this stuff that I mean, I hope he has a good opinion.
Right. And like, that's the thing is, like, people, all of us got online and were like, oh, you're racist because you haven't said Black Lives Matter. Like,
it's like, no, you're not racist because you haven't said it. You're racist if you disagree, like, blatantly, like, this is stupid. Like, I don't know. But that's a whole other deal.
Yeah, no, it is. But I mean, just like I hate, like, again.
But people got mad at him for not posting something. He doesn't have to post.
He's not
anything.
obligated to do that. Yeah. And to hurt some feelings, because I know back in 2014, 15, I would have gotten my feelings hurt over it, was being a fan. That's what you are. You are a fan. You're not a manager. You're not a mom. You're not a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a friend. You're not a life coach. You're not a therapist. You are a fan. And what they give you is what you get.
If you go to a concert, you pay for the concert.
You pay for a ticket.
You get an album. You get the music. I mean, and that's not to say that bands and artists can't use their platform. But the thing is, it's their platform to use how they want. If they decide to be very, very vocal about political issues,
that's their choice. And they get to choose how and when they use their voice.
Right.
A lot of artists, like,
that doesn't decide who they are as a person, like, and whether or not they talk about it.
I admire Tyler Joseph for not being a person who falls into this
what everybody else wants,
right? Falls into the stigma of social media about, you know, I mean, 21 Pilots is a really big band. I mean, fan engagement wise, they are probably one of the biggest in the world.
They have a diehard fan group for sure.
Right. And he's done so well doing what he's done. Why would he need to change that for a couple upset fans on the internet?
Yeah. It
drives me nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, that's one of the, like, the new generation of fans has really turned into I hate using the word entitlement, but there's a bit of entitlement out there.
Yeah. And I feel like some of it is like, I feel like fans, they hope that the people they look up to would use the power that they have and the platform that they have to help, help better the world, use it for, like, good causes and stuff like that.
And that's kind of how you decide.
But it's also, you don't know what he does in the background.
Right. He could have donated millions of dollars.
He really could have.
And you don't know because he didn't get online and post about it. And 9 times out of 10, when people get online and they're posting about how they donated money,
it's not because
they're doing
it for the clout.
Yeah.
Basically.
Promotion.
It's like, oh, look what I did. I'm such a good person and stuff like that. I mean, it's not always for that. Sometimes it really is to just get the cause out there to be like, hey, I did this, but it's not, the focus isn't on what I did. It's
right.
The focus is on what it is.
Yeah. And a lot of times, my favorite is when artists will post links to like GoFundMe's and they'll be like, please help out. And people are like, well, why don't you help out? They're like, well, I did. I'm telling you to do the same.
Like I'm spreading
I'm
awareness.
Helping. Yeah. I'm doing more than just donating. I'm donating and spreading. Like,
but yeah, I think, to a point, like cancel culture and stuff like that has definitely changed. And man, I feel like it's only going to get worse.
My least favorite word.
Because I know that it's
going to get worse.
It stemmed from a good cause. It's like, if you're being racist or homophobic, you don't need to be supporting people who are racist and homophobic.
Yeah. And like, I mean, and like I've lost a ton of my favorite bands because they've come out to be
racist or homophobic.
Well, not even that, but like sexual assault, sexual misconduct. Yeah. I mean, literally
Absolutely.
Issues. Just last week, we lost Tyler Carter from Issues because
he's a creep.
He's a creep, basically, which sucks. But it's like, those are the things that matter.
Yeah.
Like,
because that's people's lives.
Right. And they're harming other people. By staying quiet on social media, you're not harming anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm with you. Like, cancel culture started from a good place.
Yeah.
But it's just it's blown so far out of proportion now to where like the littlest thing. I mean, you said it earlier. I could like you or I or anyone we know or any famous person could have posted something negative or ridiculous online a decade ago when social media started.
Yeah.
Back in the day where Dane Cook was our idol and the idea of being funny was rooted in shock culture.
And there's it's not to say that what they posted 10 years ago wasn't wrong, because clearly whatever it was, it probably was whatever. But the thing is like, that was also 10 years ago. You don't think that maybe they've grown as a person?
Yeah.
Maybe they were like,
I can sit here and be like, I said the
I don't want to see stuff that I posted on social media 10 years ago.
Right.
Because especially if you're a kid. Like, oh my God, you say stupid stuff all the time.
And a lot of times, like, I get like now in the world where like it's so prevalent to be like, to like see anti-racism and things like that. And like seeing people post obviously racist things online. You're like, okay, dude,
that's not
cool. But to like, to see kids, especially like high schoolers, going through like just saying like stupid shit and being like canceled over it. You're like, I would have been canceled such a long time ago over the stupid shit I did. Like, you got to have room for forgiveness on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's got to be some forgiveness because you want.
But there also has to be change involved in it. You can't just be like, oh no, they're just kids. You have to be like, you said this a decade ago. Are you still that person?
Right.
Yes or no?
Absolutely. But like, yeah, you have to give people the chance to change, because like, you don't want to be like, all right, well, you're a terrible person. Done.
Right.
Like, that's it. Cut off. Like, there's no hope for you. That's it.
That's a little tweet from a decade ago. You're done.
That's a terrible way to live.
Stupid.
Like,
worry about people. Yeah, worried about who they are, not their past.
Right.
When we're so worried about other people's past, it almost becomes like a power complex of sorts. Like, how can I ruin what you have to elevate myself?
Yeah.
And that's just not like, lift each other up, like help each other grow. Like, that's what this scene is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about elevating one another.
Music is meant to be good, and it's meant to be helpful. And it's meant to be like, depending on how you choose to use it, there's no wrong way really to use it.
Right.
It's either as an outlet to be positive and be like, you know what, I want to forget about the problems of the world. I just want to have a good time and feel good. There's nothing wrong with that. Or if you want to use your platform to be like, I want to write politically charged music and inspire change, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's their choice.
It is.
To use it how they want. And hopefully they're not a terrible person.
Right.
And if they are, hopefully they make some changes. And hopefully, maybe people can inspire change.
I feel like maybe like I don't want to say that's where we went wrong, but like the rock and metal genre used to feel very freeing, and it used to feel very liberating. Like, it used to feel like a place where you could come to and get away from your problems, because everyone, including the artist, was free to feel themselves.
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore because we have social media, and we can keep.
Someone's going to cancel me.
Hawkeyes. Literally, everyone's always watching you now.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of time. Like,
and not even in the way of politics, but just in general. Like,
right.
Like, going back to like Tyler Joseph, like he and his wife had a baby not too long ago. Do you think maybe they want to keep that private? Like maybe I don't want
post pictures of your kids.
Like maybe I want to have my infant child have a little bit of privacy,
right?
Like a little bit of normalcy. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nobody like is not anyone's bit like, yeah. And like paparazzi who follow people around and like take pictures of their kids. I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, like that adult who had a kid can speak for themselves. That kid can't.
Yeah.
And that parent probably doesn't want their kid's picture like blasted all over the front of like US Weekly.
Right. Yeah.
You know. Absolutely. But yeah, like the world has just become so hawk-eyed, and I feel like it takes away from the authenticity of the scene
because everything is got to be picture perfect, right? And if you say the wrong thing, well, your career's over.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of like,
yeah.
I feel like we just talked so negatively about the new generation, but I mean, you can't change it and make it better if you don't point out the flaws.
Yeah, but you know what? That being said, I feel like we should talk about some of the good things, like the fact that social media it's connected everybody, and it makes it
so many bands have found success through social media.
I wouldn't have like we said, we wouldn't have found any of these bands that we talked about today if it hadn't have been for social media.
Right.
I'm not going to find a band from Finland.
Exactly.
Just randomly, like not like that, you know. Not
and you're able to also like as fans connect with other fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a network of people who have, because you can feel really alone in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's an escape. You know, one of the most positive aspects of social media is being able to escape and find people who have similarities and who want to listen to the same thing and feel the same thing. And, you know, I mean, it's gone all the way from just like finding friends on social media to dating apps, you know?
Yeah.
The internet's a crazy place when you can't just meet people face to face.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it makes for, you know, a wonderful connection sometimes.
Yeah, it really does. And just technology in general. I mean, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
You know, like we were talking about it earlier, like talking about like cell phones. How, you know, like the first cell phones, you had this big
chonky.
You had them in this bag and you had to tote it around, and it was this big pain. But now you have it and it just fits in the pocket, which is funny because now phones are getting bigger again.
Yeah.
Which everything has its cycle. Everything comes back.
Yeah, it does.
We've seen fashions from the 70s and 80s coming back. So.
I'm literally like, I've been wearing outfits from the 70s like all week. Like that's what I wear is clothes that were like fashionable in the 70s. I'm wearing an overall dress.
Yeah, like I love bell bottoms.
Right. I wish I could find a pair of high-waisted flares that fit me.
It's a struggle.
Drop a link if you know anything about high-waisted flares.
If you know anything, yes, please.
Please.
Good sites, not expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways.
But I mean,
bell-bottom flares and the generational change of rock and metal.
I mean, I still have high hopes
for a living.
For the scene and for the industry.
Agree. I think there's so many good things happening in it
at the moment. It's getting better, but there are some things that I'm like,
we could do without that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But
they are bringing the Razr phone back. Are they really?
They are actually. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Okay.
Can we take a second to talk about that phone that Android has? And it's released. It's already out. It's that phone. It folds, but it's one continuous touchscreen. Does that not sound extremely breakable? That. Yeah.
Like 100% I would break that.
It would be broken in a heartbeat. Yeah. But it's cool. I'm not going to buy it, but it's cool.
True.
Also, I can't afford it. It's like $2,000. $2,000.
Oh my gosh.
It's like expensive. It's ridiculous.
But well, that's the thing is like, you know, you look at like all the new technology, and we were talking about iPhones earlier, and like you can buy an iPhone, like the original iPhone for like $10. But like the iPhone 11 is going to cost you like $1,500 because things just keep getting better. They just keep getting better.
Yep. What do we have going on in the comments? I can't read it.
Bethany says, "Really, Tom? They don't need to do that." I mean, I'd like to see it. The new Razr phone. I want to know like what is it going to benefit me the same way my current phone
Honestly,
does.
They could just bring back the original Razr and I'd be fine. With the T9 texting, you know?
Oh no.
Got snake on it like, and ribbon.
Well, you like accidentally click on the internet button. It's like, do you want to connect to the internet? And you're like, no!
That's gonna cost so much money.
My gosh, my parents are gonna get the bill and they're gonna lose their mind. Absolutely.
Ooh, talk about anxiety.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just it's so fast.
Shut the whole phone off. Just throw the whole thing away. What'd you say?
The Razr, not those things, always broke.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't argue with that logic.
True.
But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You felt really cool when you had your hot pink Razr and you're mad at somebody. And you know what?
I remember when I got you.
Screw you. You click it.
Click it closed.
Sound.
Oh, That was like the sound of like original feminine empowerment. The sound of a hot pink razor shutting. Like being 12 years old and being like, I'm breaking up with you.
That's OG feminism.
And then they call back 10 minutes later. You're like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh my gosh.
Don't take dating advice from me or us. You can probably ask Megan, but
I'm not that bad with relationship advice, but that's a whole nother.
I'm good at giving you relationship advice. I'm not good at following it.
Same.
So
this is absolutely true.
Despite the fact that I do have a really healthy relationship going right now.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
I mean, we can't help everybody.
No.
Sometimes we can't even help ourselves, and that's okay. But anyway, back to our topics. We have advice and story time.
Advice and story time. If you have questions, you want some advice, drop a comment. We'll give you some advice after telling you, telling you not to ask. You can ask us for advice. Is it going to be good? No. Is it going to be authentic? Yeah. Just whatever you want to know from us.
Just do it for the entertainment.
Absolutely. Entertainment purposes only. Ask us for some advice. While you let those comments feed in, Megan is going to tell you a story about the time she went to Epic Fail Center.
Oh my God. So we all know Epicenter, I hope. That festival that happened in North Carolina. That Danny Wimmer Festival. And it was
like last May, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was 2019, May 12th.
Yeah, that literally was like a month before Bonnaroo. I was thinking about, I was like, why didn't I go? It's because
I remember the day that we left was May 12th for specific reasons.
The rest of it, I don't remember.
No, that's absolutely not true.
I was not there.
She was not there, but I unfortunately was. Well, the whole weekend started. Let me get comf in my seat. The whole weekend started with about a group of 6 or 7 of us, 7 or 8, something like that. We went up and first of all, we get in the line to get into the festival. We're camping. We're camping at this festival. And we're sitting in the line for like 4 hours in our car. So it's us and it's another car. And our friend's car is dangerously low on gas. Like, she's like, I'm about to just have a dead car in this random line in North Carolina. Ew. It's fine. So that was our first real big fun thing that happened. But so we ultimately went up there to see Tool, and I personally wanted to see Evanescence, and I got to see about half of Evanescence. But the day that Tool was supposed to play, this huge storm came through, and it's just thousands of people in a field and canopies and tents, it's like they have. And this huge storm came through, destroyed everything. It broke 2 of our canopies. It destroyed our 14-person tent. Like, we had this huge, like, instant tent. It was really cool. It destroyed it. So that night we ended up sleeping in puddles, sleeping in our car. Our stuff was wet, soaked. We were uncomfortable. We were tired. Next morning we were like, you know what? We're just going to leave. There's no salvaging. They canceled Tool, who was the one band that we really, really wanted to see. Like, the storm was bad. It, like, destroyed parts of the sets and stuff, like their displays and everything. It was really bad. So Tool canceled. They were like, we're not coming. And we're like, all right, well, we're not staying. So we left.
Toolies, I leave.
So we're like, we're leaving North Carolina. We get into South Carolina and we get into a gnarly car accident on our way back. Like, literally, like, ripped the control arm, tore the tire off. There was like 3 cars involved. It was on the highway. It was like gnarly. It was so bad. So one of our friends had to come and drive all the way from Georgia. It was probably like an hour and a half drive. Well, hour and a half, 2 hours, I don't know. Drive to come and pick us up. And we now call that whole weekend Epic Fail Center because it was so bad. And I'm so mad because one of our friends, they were there separately from us. And they were like, yeah, no, we stayed for that final day and it was beautiful. It was a great day.
Believe it.
I'm like, of course it was. And that's my story.
My favorite part is that you and I interned for Danny Wimmer last September.
Yes.
And they'd asked us, they said, have you ever been to any Danny Wimmer festivals? And I was like, well, I went to Rockville in 2018 and Megan went to Epicenter in May. And they looked at her dead in the eyes and said, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. What is this long?
I don't know. I was going to ask you to pull it up here to see if we could read it. But in the meantime, there's an advice. Luis wants to know, how about if you quit a band, are you entitled to royalties? Oh. Well, Luis, you've come to the right place because I am a former band manager and contract law studier. And I will tell you right now, if your contract with the band did not state that you were entitled to royalties, you are SOL. When you join a band and you make a partner agreement, You talk about agreements.
Well, it's also if you're like through BMI and stuff like that, that's where you have to sign up through it. It's kind of like if your name is not on the copyright when you guys send it in.
Correct.
You don't have any rights to the song. It's the same kind of deal with.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely for future projects, you would not. If your name's not on the songwriting, okay, there could be an argument made if you wanted to get a good lawyer for songs that you have your name on, getting those royalties. However, it is going to be a lot easier if you have a partner contract worked out. I highly recommend any and all bands out there have a partner agreement. Just talk through your business. I know it's really fun to have a band with your friends and make music and have a good time, but like work on the business stuff. It's really important because you never know when you might hit a bump in the road. Even Megan and I work out partner contracts. Megan's my best friend and we still have business agreements because
just in case,
you never know when someone might kill Megan in her sleep.
I think
I get 100% of the creative control.
Wow. So if I ever die mysteriously,
come for me.
Lee Valentine did it.
Yep.
Do we want to read this long comment?
Is it a comment? Is it advice? What is it?
I'll read it.
Okay.
All right. Matthew says, my band, Mr. Vertigo, formed in 2002.
Awesome.
Our Mark L lineup? Our original lineup? I don't know. Our lineup existed from 2002 to 2007 when we went on hiatus for a few years. Then we went on a hiatus for a few years. I cannot read. I'm so sorry. When we returned to playing live in 2013, recording in 2010, with the Mark II lineup, I see. It was a whole new world. Never mind just a new scene. Smartphones really changed how music is consumed. Back in the aughts, we still made records, full albums that projected a mood, emotion, and vibe through 10 songs. We still recorded music in our hometown of Boston. We still, in fact, make records. I think the idea of an album is important. But between a full album, us and other bands, I'm sorry, this is very long.
No, I know where he's going from. Like where he's coming. Yeah. He's like coming from like the change of like people have been releasing singles and EPs, where like back in the day, all they would release were albums that told stories.
Yes, and I have opinions on this.
I know you do. Hold on. Louise said, "I didn't sign any contract. All of our names were signed to submit the music." Then yeah, boy, go get your royalties.
Yeah,
get your royalties.
Do it.
Do it. If they have no contract against you that says you don't deserve royalties, get your royalties. Hi from Scotland. Hi, Pauline.
Wow, hi.
Welcome.
We are so glad that you're here.
We are so excited you're here. Do you have really any questions? No, it was absolutely sincere.
It really was.
Do you have any questions, comments, concerns, or need advice from us? We are here for the next...
We're really good at relationship
7
advice.
minutes. Yep.
I'm sorry I misleaded you. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
We're bad.
But anyways, getting back to the point about albums and EPs, go ahead and give us your 2 cents.
In my personal opinion, as much as I love a full album, a full concept album, and I really do love them, I feel like in the climate today, EPs are a better option. Or not, I'm sorry, not EPs. Singles are a better option.
Oh, yeah.
Because each song is an individual push.
Yeah.
Plus, you can put out music just that much faster. With attention spans being so short, you've got to be constantly relevant, constantly putting out something new. And there's a lot of pressure in that. And
I think that's like part of like a struggle with it is that you almost feel like you have to give up a bit of your artistic integrity to stay relevant with the scene.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
And not doing a full album, that does take an aspect away from it. You're right. Because then you don't have the whole storyline. Like one of my favorite things is Fall Out Boy, for one of their albums, they released a music video for every single song.
And it's like a movie.
And they put it together as a movie. And it's the coolest thing.
It is really cool.
And you don't really get that with singles. You might could figure out a way to work it, but I feel like, I don't want to say albums are dead because they're not. They're not dead,
right. But it's really hard being an up and coming band to make an album,
especially
when you're a successful, established band. It's easier because people are wanting music from you, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But if you're a band that's growing and trying to earn your place in the industry, singles. I know it's such a hard thing to hear,
or even like small EPs.
Yeah,
2, 3, maybe 4 songs
where you can release music multiple times a year to keep your relevance. Because that is literally keeping people's attention is such a hard thing to do anymore, on top of like the oversaturation of music in the industry. Like,
And then
it's tough.
And then once you're as big as Metallica, you can just release.
You can do whatever you want.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And people will listen.
And people will buy it.
And that's all I have to say about that.
So we have 5 more minutes. What do you want to do? We did a run through earlier and we were running behind. And because we did our run through and we're running behind now, of course, we're running ahead of time.
Of course, that's what always happens. But we were also listening to music and we were talking and figure out kinks
getting it all together.
Yeah.
So if you have, again, any questions, comments, concerns, advice, topics you want to talk about next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what is our topic next week?
Don't ask me.
Okay. Megan's going to look up what our topic for next week is so you guys can know ahead of time what to be looking forward to. I knew what it was and then we changed the schedule and now I'm not sure.
I know.
But Megan and I have been working tirelessly to find a few really special guests to come on the show in the coming weeks. So get excited for that. We're not quite ready to reveal any of our secrets.
We have some exciting things coming up, though. That is for sure. I'm very excited. Next week's episode is about our current state.
Oh, the current state of the industry, which we talked about a little bit today.
We did.
But we'll go into depth with it next week, and we'll talk more about The Thing. I know The Thing is not everyone's favorite topic these days, but it has severely impacted our industry. We're not going to talk about politics. We're not going to talk about our feelings about it. We're just going to accept it for what it is, and we're going to talk about how it has affected the industry, what the past used to reminisce on the past, how we're handling the present, and what we can look forward to in the future. So with our last 3 minutes, Bethany wants to know if you can talk about the interpretation or inspiration of SOS. Oh, sorry, my eyeballs are really far away.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry. The inspiration. Well, I feel like SOS is one of the songs that our guitarist John, he was working on way before Misty Eyed, and he kept like working on it and everything. Lyrically, it's definitely an internal struggle type of song. It's just that battle. It's overcoming obstacles. It's going to war with yourself, not necessarily in a bad way. You know, you're going to war with something within yourself that you want to win over. You know, like you've got anxiety, you've got depression. You know, you're battling that within yourself, and this is a call to action. This is saying that you can do it. You absolutely can. You know. And that's SOS.
That.
Thank you.
That's got a real interpretation of SOS is I don't know.
It's a good song.
It's a good song.
Go check out the music video.
Get your plug, girl.
I always will. I'm sorry. Like,
get my shameless plug. I'm gonna shout out my boyfriend. That's the only thing I have to shout out.
I mean, he really came through with the technology.
He did. Matthew, if you're watching, I want to thank you for running an Ethernet cord, drilling a hole in my floor and running an Ethernet cord from my router to my basement. You're a good boyfriend. He's not watching. He's playing Destiny at home. Destiny 2, apparently.
That's awesome.
Whatever the hell that is.
It's okay. My boyfriend's at the lake and I'm
here.
I want to say I'm jealous, but I also have fun doing this.
This is really fun. This was a fun episode.
It was.
I liked it.
That being said, go follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. It's all at Sheep Headbangs. Go check out our weekly playlist. It updates every single week with the music that we talk about. So go follow us.
It's been so much fun. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you, like she said, next Monday at 6:30 to talk about the current state of our industry.
Yes, ma'am.
This is She Headbang signing out. We love you. What the fuck did I say earlier?